when to stop.
Soon. We're working through various ideas on what that can entail, and really a nationwide crime bill is one of the things on the table. A couple of the areas that we're looking at specifically initially is the juvenile crime problem, which is a big thing around the country that there's some ideas on how to address, and also these restrictive policing policies that have done real harm in major cities. I mean, you know, the same people that were very vocal about the defund police movement now seem to have awakened to the reality and recognize that more policing is helpful, and so we're going to address some of those things.
Mr. Speaker, do you think that Thomas Massey deserves to be reelected?
Thomas Massey has to make that decision himself. I mean, he is actively working against his team almost daily now, and seems to enjoy that role. So he is, deciding his own fate.
What about that?
I have bent over backwards to help every member of my conference. As you know, the Speaker's job is to lead the Incumbent Protection Program, as I call it. I've had long, thoughtful discussions with Thomas Massey about some of his antics and the way he openly attacks me online almost every hour of every day for sport. Totally unfounded. My way is to reach out an olive branch to everybody and try to be a peacemaker, and some people make that very difficult for me.
Do you think that he's going to succeed in getting the 6 signatures to force this vote?
I don't expect he will, but I mean, the whole effort has been mooted. It's not necessary anymore. Let me make this very clear, as we've made several times the last couple of days. The Oversight Committee's effort goes further than the discharge. It requests and seeks and is actually gathering more documents, it's even anticipated, by the discharge. The discharge is poorly written. It does not adequately protect innocent victims, and that is a very important thing. It doesn't protect whistleblowers or confidential informants or undercover law enforcement agents, which are critical to protect in sex trafficking investigations, obviously. It has lots of problems. The discharge petition goes after the Epstein estate files, which is, we're told by people who know, a treasure trove of information. Discharge doesn't cover it. Discharge doesn't go after the Treasury, the banking records that the Oversight Committee does. They're already gathering that. So
Well, the victims who want it, the victims came up here asking for this.
I spent 2.5 hours with the leading victims, 6 of those women who were the leading spokespersons yesterday. They sat with the entire Oversight Committee, and as you all know, we've got some real bulldogs on both sides of the aisle in that room, fiercely committed to taking care of this problem. With tears, they told us how grateful they were to have the leadership of Congress and all these members dialed in on that. Now, we tip our hats. We are so proud of the heroism and the courage of these women who came forward and put their names and faces on this effort. But remember, they represent as many as 1,000 other women, most of whom are not comfortable coming forward. So what we have to make sure to do, I'm a lawyer, I understand our responsibility and I understand the nuances of this. The details matter in how you do this. You have to protect the innocent victims who do not want to come out and stand behind the microphones. And I think the women who spoke yesterday clearly understand that. They told me that themselves. In fact, I met with them privately before he went into oversight yesterday, and I explained the necessity of that, and every single one of them nodded and said, of course, yes, please do that.
But Trump called it a hoax yesterday.
What Trump is referring to is the hoax that the Democrats are using to try to attack him. He has never said or suggested or implied. I've talked to him about this many times, many times.
It comes
He is
across as
horrified.
calling the whole thing a hoax.
It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago. What he's talking about is the Democrats who are doing this with impure motives. If they cared so much about this, why didn't they do something during the 4 years of the Biden administration when the Biden DOJ had all the records? They didn't say a word about it. Now they're doing it for political purposes. Not everybody, but a lot of them, and that's what the president's frustrated about, and we all are, that they're creating a hoax just like they did with the Russian dossier because they think it's going to somehow be mud thrown on him. It's not. He has no culpability in this thing at all. The president has clean hands. He wants all the records out. He has told me that himself.
Should he meet with the victims?
I suspect he probably will. Yeah, he has great compassion for them. The president has a very compassionate heart. He hates the fact that these women suffered those harms. He hates what Epstein is accused of and who he was. And when he recognized that, he realized Epstein wasn't just some sort of, socialite. He was an evil person and alleged to have been involved in evil schemes. And the president distanced himself before he was president from that, because that's not who he is. And I think he's being falsely accused and maligned, and that's a frustration of all of ours. That's what he's talking about when he says the hoax.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.